On today's episode of Mind Your Health, we are talking to physical therapist Amy Diamond, who is amazing. And I can just say this, she is all about her posture.
Yes, and especially for me, because I stand for a living. Learning how to be more postural.
Is that a good
standing.
thing?
It is. It was a great thing.
Don't miss today's Mind Your Health.
A lot of us work at desks, right, bent over on computers, and that really affects your posture. Everyone's looking down at their phones a lot, too much. Your brain, if you spend so much time bent over, starts to think that this is normal. You need to spend time on the floor. Just the act of lying on your back, you figure you're perfectly vertical. And that's a time to sort of take note of your body and what you feel. The problems usually come from imbalances in strength and in flexibility. That's what initially starts causing your knee problem.
Why are backs so vulnerable?
So did you think about it?
Hands.
Anatomically, it's holding everything up. All your weight is based on that spine.
If you're able to walk, then walk. You've got to keep moving or it's going to get worse. There are always things that you can do, ways that you can move that will not hurt. People need to listen to their bodies.
Mind your health. You got to mind your health. Mind your health. Treat yourself. You got to mind your health.
Hi, and welcome to Mind Your Health. I'm Dr. Debi Lynes. I am here today with my partner in crime, Dr. David Burke. And
Dynamic duo.
Woohoo! And we are excited today to be talking to our friend Amy Diamond, who is a physical therapist. I know. And every time she's on, we sit up straighter. Exactly. Last time you were doing some
She
pretty...
beat me up.
I do actually
I think I'm still
recall
sore,
that.
actually. Yeah.
So, Amy, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm excited. We're going to be talking about posture. Posture. And what I know it is, it's absolutely her favorite thing in the whole wide world, which we are sitting up
I'm
straight.
trying to. I'm not sitting like she is.
Before we get started on posture, can you talk to us a little bit about your background?
Sure. Well, I was a ballet dancer.
Yes.
And I had a lot of injuries. And so
Throughout the time you dance?
yeah, I mean, it's pretty typical. I had an ankle injury that wasn't diagnosed properly at the time. And so I had a big ankle injury and I had to go through a lot of physical therapy and a lot of surgeries. And when I was done dancing, I had to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And so I was like, well, I know PT, I know the body, I know movement. And so it sort of just seemed to make sense. So I went back to school and did that.
And there you go. Where'd you go to school?
Cleveland State.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is from the time I've known you, your take on physical therapy is consistently evolving. It seems like you're always learning new things,
Always.
new techniques.
It's a great field for that. I mean, you can study. I mean, I've done everything. I've done wound care, which people don't think of as a PT, but I would do sharp debridement. It was like surgery. I did cardio. I did neuro. I did a lot of orthopedics because that was sort of my thing. But
One of the things that you've always said is it's really about just movement. Just enjoy moving. Talk to us about why you feel like movement's so important.
I think that as we get older, I mean, you watch kids, your grandkids, your kids, and they are just, I mean, they're on the floor, they're climbing, they're moving in so many different ways. And as we age, you know, we tend to sort of function in this one plane and we're going forwards and that's about it. I mean, you maybe bend down, you reach up, but you just aren't going through all of the possibilities.
Like
We're not doing the jungle gym anymore.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, I think a lot of us work at desks, right, bent over on computers, and that really affects your posture. Everyone's looking down at their phones a lot, too much.
Right.
And all of that really, it actually changes the way that your brain perceives like straight. Your brain, if you spend so much time bent over, starts to think that this is
Normal.
And so if you try to straighten up, your brain's like, whoa, you're leaning backwards. So it's I mean, what do I always say? My biggest thing is that you need to spend time on the floor, no matter how old you are.
I know, exactly. Yeah, she did look at you.
It's just,
I was on the floor the other day. I was looking for the channel switcher.
good. So,
But when you mean it's time on the floor, I lay on my back and just,
I mean, just the act of lying on your back, you figure you're perfectly vertical.
okay.
And that's a time to sort of take note of your body and what you feel. Like, is your head tilted way back like this?
Okay.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
not very comfortable. So you probably need to put a little pillow under your head, but then think, what do I look like when I'm standing? I mean, I think that I always snap pictures of people, people that I know, of course, but I am tempted to do it with people that I don't know. But I like my mom, she's 83, and I snapped a picture of her, and I'm like, this is what you look like. And she was like,
Yeah.
horrified because she walks around, she's afraid of falling
Yeah.
a little bit. So she's always watching her step, and she's leaning over at like at least 25 degrees from her hips just because.
Well, tell David about when you and I took a walk. Now, and I think I'm like a fast walker.
It doesn't surprise me.
Okay. I can do some walking. So I'm like feeling good about myself. And the next thing I know, Amy has my ponytail in her hand and she is pulling it above my head. Is that true?
I
So
did.
talk a little bit about what you were observing, why that helps, and what you were looking for.
Well, it's the same thing. And it is common with a lot of people is that your head tends to go forward. I mean, it's a very heavy
Brain. It's a big brain.
Your head is heavy.
No.
And so where you have that, even if it's just slightly forward, it tends to tip your whole center of gravity forward. It does put you at higher risk of falling.
Right.
But really it's to be aware of kind of where you are in space. And so if you can, get used to being on the floor on your back and how that feels, have someone take a picture of you when you are standing, maybe when you're not really trying to stand up.
Yeah.
Or a video of you walking. It's just really important for you to kind of recognize, be aware of where you are in space. Like, is your head forward? I always try to tell people to think about pushing the top of their head into the ceiling.
Okay.
So it's not really like pulling your shoulders back and trying to use your muscles to really like manipulate your body, in such a way that's really uncomfortable. Like, you can't really live like that.
Right.
But if you just think of being really tall,
Okay.
your chin should sort of be level with the floor. Yeah. So you're not walking around
We
like a
almost need.
snob.
We always look like we need those little levels, that carpenters use. I know we want to talk about posture, and you said, everybody's sitting. I stand for a living.
Yeah.
I stand.
You do.
9-10 hours a day. I never thought about my posture standing. I remember my mother, don't slouch at the table. But I never thought about standing at work. Now, I'm not bent over because I'm typing, but how important that is to stand properly. Because everybody, when you think of posture, you think of, the way you're sitting.
Sitting,
I stand.
Right.
So if I,
So I need that hat. I need to.
Or put a book on your head.
Yeah.
You know how they used to do.
used to
Right?
do.
Girls used to walk around with a book on their head and try not to have it slide off.
so when you're walking, and is it easy are we projecting forward because that's the momentum we're going? Is that why most people sort of
Sort of, but I do think that it's just
habit?
yeah, it's habit.
And then
your brain has gotten used to being forward.
Okay.
And then what follows is you get tight in your hips.
Okay.
Your back muscles, your hip, your glutes get weak. And if those aren't strong, that doesn't hold you up. One of the things I tell my family members, older, and my sister, everybody, is that you kind of have to practice walking. So like I know everyone wants to take a walk and talk to people.
Sure.
Maybe just take a walk around the block and literally practice walking straight and tall and see how your muscles work differently. Like, you should be using your glutes a little bit more.
Because I don't think I do. I think I use my hamstrings.
Yeah, a lot of people do that, or they compensate. If you're bending forward, you're really using your quads a lot.
Oh, is that what I'm using? Okay. Oh.
You're relying.
It's interesting because nobody teaches it, right? If I didn't listen to you, my general practitioner is not going to say how's your walking, or he's not going to take a picture of me walking, and they don't teach, in kids in sports or early on to balance and those kind of things for later in life. You did it in high school and it's gone.
Right.
I'm now 60 something.
What are my arms supposed to be doing when I'm walking? Is there a natural?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you kind of want to have a little
It's hard
bit
when
of
I've got my
rotation.
phone in one hand
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
and my Diet Mountain Dew in the other. No, perish the thought.
No. Yeah, but you do want to have a little bit of rotation to your trunk when you're walking. I mean, that's the natural way to walk, and your arms swinging. The more you swing your arms, the more you're going to get a better workout.
So when you said rotation, side to side,
Yeah.
as I'm
in opposite
walking this
to
way.
the foot. So whatever foot's forward, it's your opposite arms.
Yeah, that's the gait, right? All right, sorry, I get that part because we help people with canes and that kind of thing because
Right.
they need to do the opposite because it's right arm, left.
Yeah.
But I never thought about
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like what's that dancing where they put the music on? And everybody has it, but it's all headphones.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
They're at the beach. No, it's God, it doesn't matter. Okay. But I'm gonna be like dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called?
Disco.
Silent DJ?
Yeah, so it's like everybody has the same song, but you can't hear the music. Yeah, you're right. It's exactly right.
Crazy.
Right. But I got to think about that, kind of
Oh my God, I love it.
like Saturday Night Fever.
Exactly.
All right.
And rotation's one of those components that I think we do tend to lose a lot when we get older. I mean, you aren't twisting as much as you used to, and those muscles get really tight. You're not bending to the side as much, like maybe arm over your head.
From a brain point of view, I do a lot to settle down the nervous system with bilateral stimulation, right? But that's walking, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it is.
I mean-
so it's a left, right. Well, that's all it is. Left,
It is.
right, left, right. And that's a great way to kind of settle down that nervous system if you're feeling anxious. Maybe that's why taking a walk can calm people down.
It can be very meditative.
I want to go back to twisting for a second. We live in a golf community, so twisting is not necessarily good. Or maybe is it because they're not stretching? Because I see a fair amount of lower back strains and sprains because of twisting with golf, because it can be tremendous on the back.
It can. And the thing about golf, my son is a big golfer, and he's only 17, and he's already starting to sort of tilt over because it's one-sided. So I'm trying to get him, number one, to do some exercises where he's actually twisting the other way to balance it. That's really important. So if you are a golfer, there are plenty of trainers in the area because this is such a big golf community that they will help you strengthen and do some exercises in the opposite way so that you are more balanced. But yeah, the problems usually come from imbalances
Okay.
in strength and in flexibility,
All the way around.
all the way around.
Okay.
I mean, that's what initially starts causing your knee problems, and it's when you get weak in an area, most likely your glutes, your gluteus medius, which is your abductor, the one that takes your leg out to the side.
Okay.
Those get weak, and then it translates the stress down to your knees.
Do we tend to have a dominant side or a stronger side, and we just have to pay attention to?
Usually, yes. I mean, everyone is a little more flexible, a little stronger on one side versus the other. And that's why it's important to work out also. I know my father-in-law is 83, and he just got over an illness, and he's actually going to physical therapy, and they're really working with him on balance. And of course, I'm telling him all the things that he should do, but he doesn't
Right. It's
listen to me very much. But
Exactly.
I bet you're fun at family parties, right?
I like telling people to stand up straight.
Right. Is stretching really important?
It is.
Tell me about that. What does that mean or look like for most of us?
I mean, most people don't really like to stretch that much, I feel like. I mean, I think being on the floor is probably the safest position to stretch in because you're not going to hurt your back. I mean, a lot of times people really, if they're standing, they're stretching the wrong way and putting undue stress on their back. So I think on your back, you can, even just stretching out as wide and far as you can and hugging your knees to your chest one at a time, or using a band to stretch your hamstrings. It just is a really good position because you're protecting your back and you're in better alignment when you're on the floor.
Why are backs so vulnerable?
because of imbalances and weak cores and
A weak core.
Well, so did you think
tight
about it?
hamstrings.
Anatomically, it's holding everything up. All your weight is based on that spine,
It's
right?
affected by everything
Right.
that you do.
Right.
But for people who do have back pain, back aches, you're a big proponent of stretching, exercise, and you've seen anecdotal stuff that, I mean, it really can help.
I think that the worst thing that you can do oftentimes is just stop moving.
Well,
Use
like,
half.
oh, then I don't want to move it.
I know, and it seems
Counterintuitive.
if you would want to just rest. And it is important to stay out of pain, of course, if you have a back injury. Definitely go see a doctor or physical therapist to help you. But if you're able to walk, then walk. If you've got to keep moving, or it's going to get worse.
I think modern medicine is catching up to that, right? So not too long ago, I had my hip replaced, and I read, years ago, you were in the hospital for weeks, and after that hip replacement, you just laid there. Now, I mean, I had my hip replaced. I walked from the operating room back to my room. Okay. No, I had the barn door open, but it was important to get that joint moving right away, and how important that is.
It is.
That sedimentary lifestyle is so detrimental.
Well, and the other thing is from a pain point of view, pain's subjective, isn't it? So some people can endure.
It can be objective too. I mean, if you
Yeah.
get a stab wound, that's not subjective.
Well, that's
that
true.
hurts.
That's true.
Yeah.
But again, it's kind of how we perceive it. I mean, true?
Yeah.
I mean, I think,
Well, and fear comes into it a lot.
Right.
Like if you hurt something, you get very afraid. You tense up all your muscles because you're guarding, and then that can just exacerbate it.
okay.
So, and you might need to go and see a doctor or physical therapist to kind of get you moving in a way that you are not in pain, but you need to move.
Right.
Like that, there's no one that gets better by just lying in bed.
And I guess that was my point when we were talking about, from a hip replacement, what kind of discomfort were you in? It was discomfort more than pain, even though my perception was that it was
Right.
pain.
Right.
And I guess from a physical therapist point of view, how do you determine if that pain is okay, healthy pain, or if that pain is use it or lose it, it's okay, just uncomfortable?
Right. I mean, that is the art.
That is the yeah. Well, that's true, isn't it?
It is. It's very, because you don't want to exacerbate anything to the point where you can't move.
Right.
But you also need to move. It's really important.
Do you think that some people, especially with chronic backaches and are so used to living with discomfort that it's hard for them to really put a number on that? Like,
Yeah.
it's almost like neuroplasticity. Your brain gets so used to feeling it that you just,
Yeah. And you got to break that pain cycle.
yeah. What do you
somehow.
do? And is that where physical therapy can really come in?
I mean, I've had a lot of experience with Pilates and using the reformer, and honestly, there are always things that you can do, ways that you can move that will not hurt. It's just a matter of finding what that is.
Like going in pool or that kind of thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
being in the pool is amazing because it takes a lot of the gravity off. You can move a lot easier. You're not at risk with gravity pushing down on you to re-injure yourself. So yeah, the pool is excellent.
I love it. So as we're aging, from a physical therapy point of view, exercise, movement, what do you hope people are doing? In other words, is it just as important to be getting on the floor and moving as it is to take that 12-mile walk?
I mean, I don't. It is important. I wouldn't say 12 miles.
Right.
But, people need to listen to their bodies. But some of my favorite articles that I've read recently are about these, 80 and 90-year-olds that are literally like weightlifting with the weight belt.
Yeah.
And they are so strong and vital. And I think it's a really amazing example of how life can be when you're older, and that, there was a gym. It was like called Gray's Gym or something. It's all, older people, gray hair,
Literally gray.
literally gray.
I love it.
And
I didn't get it for a minute. I'm like,
I didn't either.
oh, I
sorry.
get it. I get it. No.
I mean, really impressive. And you watch these people, this lady, they were doing a segment on her and they were videoing her walking through the grocery store. And I was like, she moves like a 60-year-old.
See, I love it.
And so I think, getting old is harder. It's hard. We have arthritis. Things are painful, but it is sort of working through that mindfully.
Yes.
So being smart about it. One of the women said, I watch what other people do. I've never had a trainer. I just watch what other people do and kind of try things. And if they feel good for my body, I do them. And if I don't feel like doing something one day, I don't. And I thought that was really brilliant because, I think
I do the same thing. So there's more I don'ts than I do.
I know it's hard.
Where are you on the Tai Chi scale? Because I'm reading the stuff as I get older. Don't worry so much about the weights. That stretching and movement is more important than the weights. And Tai Chi is just movement and stretching.
I think you need to find something that you really like to do.
Oh, regardless. As long as you're moving, it doesn't really matter.
But I also think that as we get older, we need to try new things. Okay. We need to do new things. It stimulates your brain to form better neural pathways. You are less likely to get Alzheimer's, dementia. You need to challenge your brain and your body with trying new things. I think Tai Chi is amazing. Go do it. If you like it, or even if you don't, just try it.
What's her takeaway from Mind Your Health today?
Get on the floor.
No.
I would rather get on my mattress and pretend I'm on the floor.
Stop. Try new things.
Try
That's
new
the best. Actually, because we represent a lot of generations here. And
you and I are pretty close.
No, I don't know. I got you by at least 10 years. But anyway, it is try new things. And that's interesting because I do think we get stuck in our old habits. We really do.
And it's inspiring to try new things. I mean, and you never know if you're going to like something or not. I mean, there's so much out there. I mean, there really is.
You're inspiring.
Well, I think so many people put pressure on, I have to go to the gym and I have to go 3 or 4 times a week. And you could just start slow and just start one little thing.
Say, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the other quotes was she's like, I just say I'm going to drive to the gym. And then once I get there, and then I'm like, okay, well, I might as well go in and work out. But if you can just get yourself in the car and just do it, or sign up for a class, or, have someone video you walking and just work on it on your own for a little bit. And the other thing is balance. That's really important.
Yeah, we would talk about that. That's going to be our next discussion. Amy Diamond, thank you for joining us.
Oh,
thank you all so much for joining us here on Mind Your Health.
Mind your health. You got to mind your health.